Hello everybody, this is Chuck Carnevale, co-founder of FastGraphs, the Fundamentals Analyzer software tool. And I'm really excited about this video I'm about to present here because what we're going to do here is introduce a new feature, a new product offering that FastGraphs is going to be launching in early 2021. However, prior to that, we're going to be doing some previews, and I'm going to use this video to introduce to you this new initiative that we're doing that all of us at FastGraphs are quite excited about. As you all know, FastGraphs is the Fundamentals Analyzer software tool, and it was designed to help analyze individual stocks. And it's a tool, and I think that's the important issue here. And any job is easier to do when you have the right tools. And we think FastGraphs, as they currently sit, are the right tool for analyzing individual stocks. But I also want to add something else here about tools. A tool is also only as good as the skill of the user using that tool. And so, one thing that I've gotten a lot of questions on, which I'll be covering here, is people ask me, what's the right valuation metric to use? How do I analyze a financial statement if I'm looking into fund graphs? These are all legitimate questions, and FastGraphs have been, we think, doing an excellent job about analyzing individual stocks. But when I look back on my 5 decades in financial services, I'm actually in my 50th year. Many of you know me as Mr. Valuation. I've written hundreds of articles, been published on numerous financial sites, Smart Money, Forbes, Seeking Alpha, Guru Focus, Investment Advisor Magazine, etc. But one of the things that I've always been about, at least that I've always really felt in my own, almost to my DNA, to my professional level DNA, is educating individual investors on sound and prudent long-term value investing. And I really do believe that FastGraphs was a great start out of that. FastGraphs took the guessing out of investing. It allows us to be able to identify a company instantly and visually, whether it was a real good company like AmerisourceBergen, or whether we were looking at a company whose fundamentals were deteriorating, a bad company like Ascena Retail Group has been over the last several years, or even an ugly, situation where we had this great American iconic brand like General Electric that performed as a business so beautifully, and then for the last, more than the last decade, the company's fundamentals have really been deteriorating. But FastGraphs allow you to instantly see that visually, if you will. And that's one of the things I like to say, we produce essential fundamentals at a glance. Well, it is my great honor, pleasure, and excitement to be able to introduce to you the FastGraphs Value U Academy. And what our objective here is to do for financial analysis, balance sheet, cash flows, income statements, etc., what FastGraphs has already done and is doing for stock analysis. And so this was all based on subscriber feedback. I talk to hundreds, even thousands of subscribers on a regular basis, and I get questions on what's the best valuation reference. As I mentioned earlier, it's good to have the right tool, but you also have to know how to use that tool. But they're always asking for help on which is the best valuation. How do I read a financial statement? How do I tell a good balance sheet from a bad balance sheet? And all these questions, and indicate how much confusion that many individual investors have, and probably especially regarding financial statements, but stock analysis as well. So we're all about enlightenment. We're all about helping investors be able to make better, smarter, long-term investment decisions by providing you not only the right tools, but the ability to understand how to use those tools effectively. So we'll be launching the FastGraphs Value U Academy, where we'll be providing a very extensive syllabus covering all aspects of investing: valuation metrics, understanding financial statements, balance sheets, cash flow statements, income statements, and we're calling it the FastGraphs Value U Academy. And part of this is, one thing that we think is very important is knowledge is absolutely power, especially when it comes to investing. And financial analysis is something that a lot of people kind of avoid, but we believe it's well within your wheelhouse. And so our goal here is to create a curriculum, if you will, and we're going to be showing our syllabus later, that will enable us to go out and help you demystify financial analysis, but also do it in a fun and simple and perhaps even better, a interesting way, a way that's not as mundane. And we're going to do that through clear graphical visualizations like we do with FastGraphs of valuation metrics. We're going to do it with balance sheets, cash flows, and income statements. We're going to try to produce graphical visualizations that help you understand these important metrics, ratios, and valuation references, in addition to what you've currently got on the FastGraphs. Now, having said all that, I do want you to know that the Team FastGraphs recognize that this is an enormous and a very complex task. How can we get people proficient in financial analysis? How can we help people, make that something that's not just a whole mystery to them, where we're going to demystify that. And to do that, we recognize that we needed more. So recognizing this is such an enormous complex, we went ahead and we were able to find two gentlemen, two scholars, two highly experienced academics, professors with great experience in teaching finance to individual investors. They've done it at the corporate executive level, managers. They've taught it to scientists, to government officials, etc. And the whole idea here is these gentlemen have really mastered the art of unveiling the mysteries of financial statement analysis, and they do it in a fresh, friendly, and easy to understand manner. I've looked at several of their presentations, and I'm quite excited to be associating with two scholars here. They're going to help us, we think, not only teach you how to be a better investor, but simultaneously provide you the tools to do that, and then also teach you how to use the tools effectively. So our goal is to make the mundane fun, interesting, and empowering. So with all that said, I would like to introduce the first new member of our team, William Kay. Bill, take it away.
Thank you, Chuck. It is my pleasure to be working with Value U Academy. I have always had a passion for business, always been interested in business. And for the last 30 years, I have been teaching business to major Fortune 500 companies and universities and colleges. Before that, I got a degree in business from the University of Arizona, and then went on to the University of Missouri at their Columbia campus and got an MBA degree, and then joined a manufacturing company and worked in the manufacturing business for 20 years. Ended up taking over the business, becoming the CEO. And in 1990, I had the opportunity to sell the business. I thought the timing was right, and I moved on and started teaching and got a wonderful opportunity to work with General Electric. Back in those days, GE was doing great. Jack Welch was the CEO, and I developed a course called How Do We Keep Score at GE with some other people. And we delivered it to a lot of their divisions actually around the world, and it was a great project. From that, started doing a lot of additional financial training, got together with the University of Missouri, Kansas City's Block School of Management, taught in their executive MBA program, corporate finance. I've been teaching a lot of courses at Johnson County Community College, and besides that, I work for the American Management Association out of New York, teaching a lot of their business courses. Spent a year with the Kauffman Foundation. They're located in my hometown of Kansas City, and I worked with entrepreneurs, creating courses, teaching them business. So I have had a wonderful career working with major companies. Right now, one of my current customers is Swiss Re out of Zurich. Reinsurance business, teaching insurance finance. Siemens, do a lot of courses for their engineers, project management managers. With John Deere, working out of Toronto with a group of engineers, and so forth. And I found out about fast graphs a number of years ago and called Chuck Carnival, and I said, Chuck, you've got a wonderful tool here that I could use in my teaching. Would it be all right to show it to people? And he said, sure, go right ahead. And I am really excited to work with people, be it students or professionals. I work with a lot of different people in a lot of different areas that are smart, intelligent people, but have never had a lot of background in finance and accounting. And I really have a passion for making it easy to understand and really help people put all the pieces together, and Fast Graphs and Value U is going to do all of that, and look forward to the opportunity. So I'm going to turn this over to my good friend and associate, Nathan Mock. Nathan?
Hello, I'm Nathan Mock, and I'm excited to be a part of Fast Graphs Value U Academy. Just wanted to give a little background on myself. So I've been a finance professor for over 10 years now. I got my PhD in finance from Florida State University after I did my undergraduate work in finance at Kansas State University. And I am currently an associate professor of finance at the University of Missouri, Kansas City. I teach and research on a wide variety of topics, but valuation has been the main focus of my career. And in particular, I like to really talk investing with any audience who listen to me, but I really like connecting with folks that don't necessarily have much of a finance background, but they still have an interest in investing. And there are so many barriers, it seems, to get started investing. The terminology can be a little bit intimidating. Even having a basic sense of how you go about figuring out if you're paying a fair price for a stock can be enough to kind of keep people on the fence or keep them less involved and less in control of their own investing than they might want to be. And so I'm really excited about the opportunity to demystify that process, to try to take a common sense approach that is both simple and rigorous, that allows you to really take control of this process. And so I'm very excited about that opportunity. I've also done some research over the years. I've published over 20 peer-reviewed academic research articles, written a textbook. I've written some book chapters. Some of my research has been featured in popular press, including the Wall Street Journal. And a lot of that research is focused on valuation and on also how individual investors process information and really all the information they have to deal with. And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is that it's hard sometimes to sift through all the information that we have available to us. And I think with the right tool and the right knowledge, the investment process is very doable. And Fast Graphs is an excellent tool to quickly summarize a lot of data and to represent it visually so that it's easy to understand and that you can quickly analyze companies and make informed decisions. And when you combine that with the right knowledge on how to look at Fast Graphs and how to use the information that's there and making sense of all the financial data that's available to you, I think that for really anybody, it's possible to take control of the investment decisions that you make. And I think that's pretty exciting. And I'm excited for this project and excited for Fast Graphs Value U Academy.
Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed meeting our finance professors as well as much as we're excited about having them be part of the Fast Graphs Value Academy team. We've really got a great program designed for you. And what I'm going to do here is close this out by just kind of giving you an introduction to our syllabus. At Fast Graphs, our goal is to provide finance for everyone. And we've got really a great introductory syllabus that we'll be previewing here for you. And we're going to start out with our first video is going to look at financial statement analysis. And we're going to be talking about how the financial statements work together, how everything comes together from the income statement to the balance sheet to the statement of cash flows, and not just give you, definitions of what they are, but how they work and how they actually are created in the everyday life of a corporation. And we'll be filling in this slide in that video, but before we do that and move on and close this video out, what I would like to do is bring our esteemed professors back in. And I'd like to start by asking Bill a question. Bill, you've been, giving these financial presentations to corporate executives and, you've been doing it at college level, you've been doing it for scientists. So what kind of feedback have you got after you've presented these classes to these people?
Yes, Chuck, I get a lot of ahas. A lot of people tell me, I didn't really realize that the assets on the balance sheet are not at market value. They're more at an accounting value. Also, that accrual accounting doesn't really show cash flow. So a lot of people say, I didn't realize that, I didn't understand it, and you really help bring all the pieces together.
All right, thanks, Bill. And Nathan, what about you? What kind of anecdotes can you share with us on your experiences teaching these classes?
I find that some people are intimidated by certain parts of the investing process, and a lot of people find that it's kind of split into thirds. And it's about a third foreign language because the jargon of finance is so specific that they find just the terminology kind of intimidating and confusing sometimes. Another third is the financial statements and understanding just the basics of accounting and how the statements work together. And then the third is kind of common sense, logic-based investing process. And if folks are able to get up to speed in all three areas, then they really feel empowered to kind of take over the investment process themselves. And that's really exciting to see.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, guys. Well, everybody, I hope you tune in to our first video, how the key financial statements tie together, and hope you enjoyed meeting the new members of the Fast Graphs Value U Academy team. Thanks for watching.